just after 1970 when I was elected. I remember speaking in a debate with Sir Keith Joseph. He was the arch right-winger in the Heath days. And he was talking about social security. And we all expected and believed at the time that he was going to hit the poor. And of course, in a marginal way, compared to today, he did. But in those days, I have to tell you remarkably, that the welfare state, by and large, in the Macmillan era, and even in the Heath-Keith-Joseph era, the welfare state was a status quo, by and large. And I have to say this, and I'll probably never say it again, even in the Thatcher years, this chaos did not happen. She did a lot of things. She privatised all the public utilities and everything else. She smashed the pits and all the rest of it. But, by and large, we never had capability assessments. And we never had a march by 3,000 blind and disabled people which heralded the beginning of this coalition. I'd never seen one. I was on crutches at the time because I'd got a hip replacement, and I thought, well, I qualify for this march, I'd better get on it. And there were blind people telling me then about what was likely to happen. And I hardly believed them, but the truth is that we now know about all the mess that's been created. For those people that I met down at the Atos headquarters last Wednesday, I went there, and I have to tell you, it wasn't a trade union gathering. It was a different gathering altogether. There were more wheelchairs than there were police. That's what it was like. Fancy speaking to a crowd of 70 to 100 people, and you were surrounded by people on wheelchairs. People that have been crippled for years. Many of them, like my constituent David Cowp, had been for the work capability assessment and been turned down. And they were too disabled to even get out of the wheelchair without help. That was the kind of crowd I was speaking to. It was totally different from all the meetings that I've took part in at Tower Hill, at Pentonville Jail and wherever. This was about disabled people who wanted somebody to speak up for them, and many are in the House of Commons today, and we met some this morning, and there are loads of them. They tell me I'm not supposed to refer to it in the public gallery. They are different, and it's high time that in this country, where we're made of money, so we're told that money, by the Prime Minister, is no object. Yeah. That's what he said. He did. And that's what I told him last Wednesday. I said, you know, I wish he'd say money was no object for the disabled people. Really is a scandal. When I used to do the tribunals for the NUM, and I used to go to the tribunal and represent 5 people, and there'd probably be only 9 in total at that meeting in Nottingham. 9 in total, and we regarded that as a busy day. And now, with this business of Atos, this lousy, rotten firm that's in charge for a while anyway, so I'm told, and then they're going to move on to some other pastures. Now we've got literally hundreds and thousands of people being turned down. I can't believe that when I was representing people at tribunals, it used to be 4 weeks. We'd have an appeal, and I'd be off to Nottingham to represent those miners. And now David Cowp had got cancer, and for 10 months he waited for an appeal, and he died before he had a chance. That's the chaos that we're living in today, and it's high time that people understood it and got rid of this mess. and realised this is a country that's got enough money to give those on Millionaires Row at over £150,000 a year a tax cut. There's enough money for Trident. There's enough money for all kinds of things that governments love to do. Well, here we are with an ageing society and a lot more disabled people. What's wrong with that? We should be providing for them. And the reason why they're on demonstrations like they never did before is because they're desperate people wanting us to do something to help them. And that's what this debate is really all about. It's about that Atos demonstration that I went on last week, when I saw those people who were not cheering me on, but asking me, Dennis, do something about it.
Order!